everybody. This is Robin Carnes. I am one of the teachers for the Operation Remote Resilience that Warriors of Ease is doing during this next several months. And I have to offer you a IREST Yoga Nidra class today. So first want to just say a little bit that IREST Yoga Nidra is an ancient practice that's been developed for the, really was developed or adapted from an ancient yogic practice called Yoga Nidra to, for war fighters particularly. So we started developing it at Walter Reed Medical Center in 2006. And I worked with the originator of IREST Yoga Nidra, Dr. Richard Miller, and he basically supervised me while I taught some folks who were in an acute PTSD program. And then we found that it was just very useful for people, all different kinds of military communities. And then we just, guess what? It's just useful for human beings. So very, very glad that you're here. And I hope you find the practice a useful one. We're going to start by having you lie down, or you can just sit comfortably, but it's not the same as, other maybe prototypical meditation where you feel like you have to sit without back support, or with your knees bent or crossed or anything like that. You can just be in any position that's comfortable for you. And so get as comfortable as you can now, and then I will describe the process that we'll be going through, and then we'll go through the process, and then I'll be on for a few minutes if people have want to chat and say something about their experience or ask any questions. That there'll be some time at the end for that. So while you're getting comfortable, and we'll be in this position for about 30 minutes. So get yourself, really good support for your body. You might want a sweater or a blanket to put over you, because sometimes when people go into Yoga Nidra, then they their parasympathetic nervous system gets activated, and that's a good thing. And your body temperature actually drops, and you can start to feel kind of chilly. So you might want to get that from the beginning, and any other thing that you need to make yourself comfortable. All right, so a few things. I'll be guiding you through the whole thing. You do not need to make yourself try to stop thinking. Okay, so we can't stop our thoughts. It's not even possible. And it's better if we just don't try to do something that's impossible, right? It's just frustrating. So don't try to stop thinking. But when you notice that you're thinking, say about, having to go to the grocery store later today, or something happened with your kids earlier today, or something like that, whatever you're thinking about, if it's not this, then that's the opportunity that you have to redirect your attention to what's happening right now, what I'm saying, and what I'm inviting you to notice, mainly in your body. So that's number one. Don't try to make yourself stop thinking. Number two, don't try to make yourself relax. Okay. It turns out that if I were to say to you, if you were sitting in the room with me and I were to say to you, hey, just relax. Hey, just relax. Hey, it turns out that is not useful. People do not feel that actually, it's kind of like, of course I would if I could, but I can't. So no, again, frustrating. And we're putting pressure on ourselves to be and feel a different way than we actually be or feel, which actually creates tension rather than releasing it. So don't try to make yourself relax. It'll probably happen, but it'll happen less if you're trying to make yourself relax. It's kind of a strange paradox. And thirdly, there is no particular way you're supposed to feel during this. People feel all different kinds of ways in meditation. It's a myth that people feel blissed out every time they meditate, or, they can't, they go to some astral plane or like anything like that. your experience will be what your experience is today, and it'll be different the next time. Overall, I hope that it's a very good experience, but sometimes it's not all that comfortable. So the less pressure or expectations we have on ourselves about how it's supposed to feel, how we're supposed to be doing it, I'm not doing it right, I should feel relaxed, I shouldn't be thinking, all that, just not helpful. Because what we're doing in IREST meditation is actually learning to be with and in our experience the way it actually is. So it turns out we have the deepest peace about things when we can accept them as they are. Even if we don't like them, we can accept them as they are. And the same thing is true of us. If we can accept ourselves as we are, the parts we like, the parts we don't like, and there's going to be a sense of peace about that. There's just, with acceptance comes peace. So that's what we're really doing, is to bring a kind and loving attention to who we are in this moment, what we are in this moment, and how we're feeling in this moment, and how our body's doing in this moment, and how our mind's doing in this moment, and how our heart's doing in this moment. And so that's what this is about, instead of escaping reality for a few minutes. So if your body falls asleep, that's okay. If you don't hear everything I say, that's okay. If you hear everything I have to say, that's okay. If you follow every instruction that I give, great. If you don't follow hardly any of the instructions that I give, that's also fine. So really, there's no way you could do this wrong. So the more you just kind of set yourself free from all that, the better experience you're going to have. Again, kind of paradoxical, but I think you'll find out that it's helpful. Because a lot of the things, expectations and pressures people put in on themselves as they go into meditation are not realistic, and therefore they feel like they're failing, when actually they could be wonderful meditators and have a wonderful supportive practice if they just kind of took those expectations away. So those are the main things. I'll be focusing this practice as I talk you through. So you can use my voice, kind of like it's a rope that you're following in a dark place. Not that you're necessarily in a dark place right now, but let's just say you were in a place that didn't have the lights on, and my words are like a rope that keep you moving, okay? So I'll be talking through the whole time, and I'm going to focus the practice today on things that help your calming, grounding reflexes, or your calming, grounding functions. There are many ways that you can use IREST Yoga Nidra, but this parasympathetic activation, or going into the part of you that's more regulated and able to rest and digest your food and enjoy life and enjoy the pleasures of life and be in the moment. This practice will be aimed at kind of that thing, that kind of part of you. But again, you may have a lot of different experiences. So let's begin. Again, I am assuming now that at this point you're comfortable. And I'm going to invite you to take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. I do that again. Long, slow, smooth, deep in through your nose and out through your mouth. Finally, long, slow, smooth, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. So the first thing I'm going to invite you to do is come up with an intention or a purpose for this meditation. Why are you even meditating right now? Why are you interested in meditation? Why do you meditate, or why might you like to if this is your first time? What's in it for you? What's possibly in it for you? Maybe you're just curious. Maybe you want to take care of yourself. Who knows? Whatever that is, just pay attention to that now. And the next piece of the meditation is something called an inner resource. And an inner resource is a scene or a memory or even a fantasy of a situation in which you find yourself completely at ease, very comfortable, really able to just be. And let this come to you. So it's kind of like we're opening the window and we're hoping a nice warm breeze will come through. Um, we can't grab a hold of an inner resource or make it happen. It's not something we calculate or figure out. It's something that just comes to us. So some moment in your life could have been long ago or very recently. It could be something as simple as just petting your dog or looking in your child's face or lying in bed in the morning and feeling warm and comfortable. It could be any of those things or a million other things. A place in nature that you love to be, something you love doing. I've had people tell me their inner resources is like in their wood shop where they work, they're a woodworker. People have said it's like eating chocolate pudding that their grandmother made them. Other people, like me, it's like lying next to my dog and petting my dog and feeling his calm breath. It could be hugging someone you care about. It could be a religious or spiritual experience that you had where you just felt completely at ease, really comfortable, maybe safe, maybe connected to yourself or to something, some higher power. It's very unique to each person. So just let that come to you. And if nothing comes to you today, don't worry about it because something will come to you if you keep coming back to the class and keep practicing. So let that scene come to you. If you're visual, it may be a very visual experience, but it might be more auditory, or it may through something you're hearing, or it might be more a feeling that you have in your body, could be a combination. So let that come to you, and then I'm just going to lead you through a little process of really delving into that experience. First of all, noticing the way it looks in this scene, this comfortable, easy scene, like you're reliving it in your imagination right now. It's like you're having that experience again right now. Or if it's a fantasy, it's like it's really happening right now. So imagine the way the light looks, the time of day, the colors and shapes. It's like kind of a little bit blurry rather than looking like this at everything in your mind's eye. Kind of let it be a soft gaze and it comes to you the way this looks. And you might imagine looking around in different directions and letting the colors, shapes, light of it come forward. If you're looking at someone's face, just imagine what that person's face looks like or look like. And let those images come to you. And now let the sounds of that situation come to you. So maybe it's the sound of waves lapping on a beach, or maybe it's church bells ringing, or maybe it's the sound of your child's laughter. Maybe it's music, a piece of music that you really love, or the sound of someone's voice, or maybe it's quiet. Whatever the sound that you associate with that particular scene, that inner resource, let that come to you now as if it were just happening at this very moment. It's funny because some church bells are ringing right now in my background. I don't know if you can hear them from a church nearby. Now, are there any tastes or smells that are associated with your inner resource? And can you let those tastes or smells come to you now as if they were happening right now? So you use your imagination when you go into this practice. Sometimes people have the taste of certain favorite foods that are a part of it, or the smell of pine wood in their woodworking shop, or the smell of sea spray, or the smell of earthy loam in the forest. It could be any kind of smell. And again, nothing to force, nothing to push, just let it come to you. And if nothing comes, don't worry about it today. Just kind of open the window of your willingness and see what comes through. And then finally, the way it feels in your body when you're really, really comfortable, you're really at ease, like almost like you're just okay with life in that moment. Like maybe even the feeling of being in harmony with life, in, where you need to be. It doesn't have to be a big, profound thing, but just a little moment of okay, maybe even well-being, but like nothing has to change for me to be okay in this moment. And I don't have to change for me to be okay in this moment. And just let that come to you. How does it feel in your body? In your arms, in your legs, in your belly, in your heart? And feel all of the different senses now: sights, smells, tastes, sounds, the way it feels in your body, the way it feels in your skin. Let all of that just be happening through you and to you as if it were happening right now by tapping into your imagination and your senses and this feeling of safety and comfort and ease. Now, this is your inner resource. You may have more than one, that's fine, but this is your inner resource. And as we go through the practice, I'll suggest to you return into it again several times. But if you want to, at any time, you can just ignore what I'm saying and you can go back to it on your own. So it's there for you all the time. And it's a meditation in and of itself. In fact, we will make that available to you. Just a little 7-minute inner resource meditation for your continued practice. Now, taking that inner resource with you, but letting it sort of recede for now, we're going to take a journey through the physical body. And each part of the body that I name, I invite you to tap in or touch into that part of your body, and just feel whatever sensations are there. And as I said before, there's nothing you're trying to accomplish or make happen during this. There's no wrong way you could feel. Yeah, there's comfortable and uncomfortable, preferred and not preferred. But what we're interested in here is learning actually to feel into our bodies the way that they are, with a lot of kindness and acceptance, knowing our bodies are doing the best they know how at any given moment. So let's start with the feeling of the inside of the mouth. And let your attention go inside your mouth. You might want to sense the teeth themselves, the gums. You might want to sense the inside of the left cheek and the inside of the right cheek. The tongue, the tip of the tongue and the root of the tongue, top and bottom of the tongue, and the inside of the tongue. So feel all the sensations on the inside of your mouth. Feel all the sensations on the inside of your mouth. And let any thoughts that occur just redirect you to the feeling inside your mouth right now, just the way that it is. And now let your attention go to the left hand and feel your left thumb. Feel the fingers of the left hand. And then feel into the space between the fingers of the left hand. I know that sounds a little wacky, but we can feel into the space between our fingers. So feel that. Just be curious about it. Then the palm of the left hand and the back of the hand. And sense the whole left hand as vibration, pulsation, heat, whatever sensations you're noticing in that whole left hand, as if that was the only thing that was going on right now. Just sense that left hand. And sense the left wrist, the left lower arm, elbow, the upper left arm, shoulder, armpit, sensing down the left side of the torso, left hip. Feel your way into that left hip just the way that it is. Thigh, knee, lower left leg, ankle, foot, and toes. Feel the space between the toes. And sense the whole left side of the body. The whole left side of the body as sensation. Now sense the right thumb, fingers, the space between the fingers, right palm, back of the hand, whole right hand as sensation and vibration. Right lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit. And walk your way down the right side ribs and the right side of the torso, inch by inch, feeling your way. Into the right hip. Into the right thigh. Sensing your way into the right knee. Down into the right calf and lower leg. Ankle. Foot. And toes. And the space between the toes. Feeling your way. So we're learning to move from thinking, redirecting to sensing. And how we do that is moving attention. over and over and over again. So feel the whole right side of the body as sensation. And feel the whole body. Feel the whole body. Feel the whole body. Sense the insides of the nostrils, the outside of the nostrils, the nose, the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, the eyes. Sense inside the ears, and sense inside the brain. Feel your way into the center of the head. Feel the whole head: eyes, nose, ears, mouth, lips, the whole head. Feel the whole left side of the body. Feel the whole right side of the body. Feel the whole body. Feel the whole body, every single cell, fully alive with sensation. Bringing kind, friendly, curious attention to the whole body, just the way that it is. The whole front body, the whole back body, the whole body, the whole body. And now inviting in that inner resource feeling once again of what it feels like in the body, in the feet, in the legs, in the hips, in the belly, around the heart, and the arms and head, the whole body comfortable and at ease. Seeing the sights, hearing the sounds, smelling the smells, tasting the tastes, and feeling in your physical body the way it feels when you're really comfortable and at ease. Invite that back in. Now notice breathing. You don't need to change your breath. You don't need to do anything to your breath. Simply feel the breath, that it's coming in and out of your body. Feel the breath as it touches the inside skin of the nostrils and what that sensation is like. Feel the breath as it runs through the back of the throat on the inhale and the exhale. Feel the breath lifting and lowering your chest. Feel the breath lifting and lowering your belly, ever so slightly. Notice how your body subtly expands every inhale, a little more inflated, and deflates on the exhale. Keep paying attention to your breath and how it feels as it comes in and out of your body. And then notice any places in the body where it feels cool. Tune into coolness in the body. And go underneath the word cool, the label that we call it cool, and actually feel what cool feels like. And then find a place that's warm in the body relative to other places, something that feels relatively warm, and let your attention go there. Then dive in underneath the word warm and feel the actual sensation that warm is a label for. Now sense places in the body that feel heavy. And places in the body that feel light or weightless. And now sense the part of you that's noticing all of this. Drop back into the part of you that's aware presence, and feel back into that part that's always there. The feeling of being aware itself, always there in the background, steady, unchanging. And then inviting back in the inner resource, the sights of it, the sounds of it, the smells and the tastes, and how it feels in your body, reliving it as if it were happening right now, to feel really deeply comfortable and at ease, to feel okay. That in this moment, everything is okay. Not all conditions are perfect for you, but that you're okay in this moment. As you relive the inner resource, you're reliving a moment of, I'm okay, I'm good, and what that feels like. It's always there, but we need to practice it to be able to use it as a resource. So, feeling your legs and feet full of ease and comfort, your arms and legs full of ease and comfort. Your heart full of ease and comfort, just for the moment. No particular reason, just happens sometimes. But it's always there, this unshakable part of us. And now we're going to start to complete the meditation, but don't jump up and run away. We like to come up and out of a meditation, especially a long one, taking our time, really letting us harvest all the benefits that your mind won't necessarily recognize, but there are other parts of you that will benefit, and recognize the benefit. And your mind might recognize it too, but don't worry if you can't figure it out how you feel better. And begin to breathe a little bit more deeply. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And enjoy this moment before you return to whatever's going on next. Enjoy the moment. Notice if you feel any differently now than you did before we started. If you feel more or less grounded, more or less anxious, more or less like yourself, more or less centered, more or less energy, vitality. It could be any of those things. Just notice. There's no wrong way you could feel, and there's no wrong way you could do the practice. So, as you're coming out of the practice, I'm going to leave a few moments for people to write something in a chat line if they have something they want to ask or any comment that they want to say. We'll leave the last 2 minutes for that. I'll be leading these meditations similar to this, pretty much similar, with IREST every first and third Thursdays of the month at 11:45. So feel free to tell your friends, your family. It's suitable for kids as long as they can kind of sit still for this long. Can be a family experience. Are there any questions or concerns? It was a pleasure being with you today. In Operation Remote Resilience with Worries at Ease. I hope that it's been a really good experience for you, valuable, and I hope you'll come back if it is, and also attend the other classes that are live streamed during the week. I'm not seeing any questions, so you can always write to Worries at Ease and the question will get to me. If you have a question or concern, and there's going to be a recording of this available online for you. All right, I'm going to sign off. It's time to end. Thank you. Bye.